The hall was silent. For centuries, these species had been told humans were monsters. Now they faced the truth. Humans were survivors, adapters, builders. Today, I present the Stellar Accord, Tay continued, displaying a document on the large screens. A new framework for galactic governance, not ruled by the strongest but guided by the wisest of all our peoples. The hegemony prime minister, an elderly Zentari, stood in opposition. Pretty words from a species that infiltrated our worlds, planted dormant technology throughout our territory, and demonstrated weapons that could destroy us all. Tay nodded. We did those things because we had to survive. You left us no choice, but now we all have choices. He gestured, and Commander Mina Park stepped forward. In her hands, she carried the crystalline artifact from Centauri Prime. It pulsed, with inner light, responding to her presence. For generations, your scientists have studied the technology left by the precursors, Tay said. You made little progress because you lacked the key. We are that key. Mina placed the artifact on a special platform. It rose into the air, spinning slowly, projecting symbols around the hall. Data streamed from it, secrets of the ancient civilization that had once ruled the stars. The precursors did not vanish, Tay explained. They evolved beyond physical form. But before they left, they created tests to find worthy successors, tests that required specific genetic traits. The hall erupted in whispers as understanding dawned. Human DNA contains patterns that activate precursor technology, Tay continued. Your ancestors discovered this 3 centuries ago. Instead of working with us, they tried to eliminate us. The hegemony prime minister's scales flattened against his head in shame. The truth of the Great Purge was finally revealed. Not a protective action against a dangerous species, but a jealous attempt to keep power. What will you do with this power? Asked the Vorn representative, its tentacles moving nervously. Tay smiled. Share it. He nodded to Mina, who activated the artifact's main function. The hall darkened, and above them appeared a holographic display of a nearby star system. It contained a single sun and 12 planets, all barren, lifeless. Rocks. Watch, Tay said. Mina interfaced with the artifact through her neural link. Energy flowed from her to the crystal, which pulsed brighter. In the hologram, something amazing happened. The dead planets began to change. Atmospheres formed. Oceans appeared. Life began to grow. Terraforming technology, gasped the Lith scientist. Instantaneous planetary engineering, impossible. Not impossible, Tay corrected, just beyond your reach until now. The demonstration silenced all opposition. The power to bring life to dead worlds, to expand beyond limited resources, to end the territorial wars that had plagued the galaxy. It changed everything. The Stellar Accord creates a new council, Tay explained, with representatives from all species, including humans. Together, we will explore the precursor legacy. Together, we will build a better galaxy. The ratification process began immediately. Species that had been enemies for millennia found common ground in the face of this new future. Only the Varaxians, humanity's oldest enemy, refused to accept the new reality. Their attack came 3 days later. A massive fleet appeared above Nova Terra, weapons charged. But they faced not just humans this time. The combined forces of the newly formed Stellar Alliance met them. The battle lasted less than an hour, ending without a single casualty. The Varaxian ships were disabled, not destroyed, another demonstration of power and restraint. Trico. Later, on the bridge of the Phoenix Dawn, Admiral Tay looked out at the stars. Beside him stood Commander Mina Park. The Accord is holding, she reported. Even the Varaxians have requested to join after their defeat. Tay nodded. Good. But that's not why I called you here. He showed her data from long-range probes. Energy. Signatures detected beyond the galactic rim. Signatures that matched human technology. We weren't the only survivors, Mina whispered, understanding immediately. No, Tay agreed. There are others out there. Our lost brothers and sisters, following their own path among the stars. Mina studied the data. You want me to find them? I want you to lead the mission, Tay confirmed. The Phoenix Dawn will be yours. Take our best people, find our lost families. Mina smiled, excited by the challenge. And what will you tell the, council? The truth, Tay said simply, that humanity's story is just beginning, and now it's a story we all share. As the Phoenix Dawn prepared for its new mission, Mina stood on the observation deck looking at the galaxy spread before her. 3 centuries ago, humans had fled in terror, hunted to the edge of extinction. Now they returned as keys to the far future, builders of a new order. The ship's engines hummed as they prepared to jump to the unknown regions beyond the galaxy's edge. Humanity had adapted. Humanity had survived. Humanity had returned. And this time, they were here to stay. This is not our doing, the hegemony representative claimed. But his gill slits pulsed rapidly, a sign of lying, according to human intelligence. 5 warships just appeared in system, Sun's security officer reported through their neural link. They're powering weapons, Sun smiled at the aliens. It appears our meeting is being cut short. But don't worry, we've had centuries to prepare for this moment. He stood, and his team followed suit. The aliens watched in confusion as the humans made no move to flee or fight. What are you going to do? Asked the Zentari, fear evident in all 4 of its eyes. Watch, Sun replied. Through his neural link, Sun sent a single command to the human fleet. Across the system, hidden human ships activated their systems. The Phoenix Dawn, which had been maintaining position near the station, powered up its new defense grid. On the main screen of the meeting room, everyone could see what happened next. The hegemony warships fired their weapons, and the energy beams simply disappeared into the shimmering field around the human ships. Impossible, whispered the hegemony representative. No, Sun corrected. Human. The human fleet didn't fire back. They didn't need to. Instead, they demonstrated their mobility, moving with impossible speed and precision. The hegemony ships could not target them, could not damage them, could not stop them. This is just a small demonstration, Sun told the stunned aliens. A taste of what humanity has become. He turned to leave, his team following him toward their ship. At the doorway, he paused and looked back at the alien representatives. 300 years ago, you taught us something important. You taught us that in this galaxy, power is the only language everyone understands. Remember that lesson in the days to come. As they walked to their ship, Sun's second-in-command looked troubled. Was it wise to show them so much? She asked. Sun nodded. We showed them enough to fear us, but not enough to understand us. That's exactly what we wanted. Their ship detached from the station and joined the human fleet. Behind them, the hegemony was in chaos. Ahead of them, the next phase of the plan waited. Humanity had returned. And they had adapted in ways the galaxy could never have imagined. The hegemony attack force surrounded the Phoenix Dawn, their weapons charged. Admiral Zhou stood calmly on the bridge, watching the enemy warships on the main screen. 20 ships against their 5. The aliens thought they had the advantage. This is Admiral Kors of the Hegemony Defense Force, came the transmission. Power down your systems and prepare to be boarded. This is your only warning. Extinction awaits you once more. The bridge crew looked to Zhou. They had prepared for this moment. The aliens had reacted exactly as predicted. All ships, maintain defensive posture, Zhou ordered. Prepare for Lazarus. Officer Min approached. Sir, they've positioned themselves to block all escape routes. They think they have us trapped. Good, Zhou said with a slight smile. Ready to execute Protocol Omega? Min nodded. All units standing. Bye. Zhou opened a channel to the hegemony fleet. Admiral Kors, I appreciate your direct approach, but I think there's something you should know. The alien admiral appeared on screen, his skin gray and leathery, eyes narrow with hatred. There is nothing to discuss, human. Your species had its chance. You misunderstand, Zhou replied. I'm not asking for a chance. I'm giving you one. He nodded to Min. Activate the Lazarus contingency. Across hegemony space, at precisely the same moment, something remarkable happened. On 15 major worlds, 30 space stations, and 50 strategic outposts, hidden systems activated. Technology that had lain dormant for centuries powered up. Humanity hadn't just survived. They had infiltrated every corner of their enemies' territory. On the bridge of the Phoenix Dawn, Min reported, "All dormant units online, Admiral. The Hegemony Central Command is in chaos." Tay stood tall. "All ships execute Protocol Omega." The 5 human vessels moved with impossible speed and precision. Their neural-linked crews reacted faster than any conventional system. The smaller, human fleet danced between enemy vessels, demonstrating power without destruction. The hegemony ships fired their main weapons, but the human vessels seemed to know where the shots would go before they were fired. Their adaptive hulls absorbed energy blasts that should have destroyed them. "They're trying to coordinate their attack," Min reported, "attempting to predict our movement patterns." "They won't succeed," Tay said. "No 2 human ships move the same way. No 2 humans think the same way. That's what they never understood about us." On the main screen, they watched as confusion spread through the hegemony fleet. Their carefully planned attack was falling apart. Meanwhile, across the galaxy, Commander Mina Park led a special operations team to the ancient ruins on Centauri Prime. Their ship landed silently, using the confusion of the activated Lazarus sites as cover. "Security is minimal," reported her second-in-command. "They've diverted forces to deal with the emergencies across their territory." Mina nodded. "Perfect. Move in quickly. We have 1 hour to secure the artifact." Her team moved through the ruins with practiced efficiency. They wore adaptive camouflage suits that changed color and texture to match their surroundings. Their neural interfaces allowed them to communicate silently, to share what each saw, to function as one unit with many eyes. The ruins were vast, the remnants of a civilization that had vanished millions of years before humans, or any current species, had reached the stars. The precursors, they were called. Beings of immense power who had left behind technology that no one fully understood. "There," Mina said, pointing to a sealed door covered in ancient symbols. "That's what we're looking for." The team's specialist examined the door. "It's locked with a genetic key. Only someone with the correct genetic pattern can open it." Mina stepped forward. "That's why I'm here." She placed her hand on the center of the door. For a moment, nothing happened. Then, slowly, symbols on the door began to glow. The door slid open, revealing a chamber beyond. Inside was a single pedestal, and on it a small crystalline object that pulsed with inner light. "The command key," Mina whispered. "They hid it here because they thought all humans were dead." As she approached the pedestal, her neural interface detected new information, data flowing from the artifact itself. Her eyes widened as understanding came to her. "This is why they feared us," she realized, carefully taking the artifact. "Not because of what we were, but because of what we could become." The artifact responded to her touch, glowing brighter. Symbols appeared in the air around, in a language no living being had spoken in millions of years. Yet somehow Mina understood. "What is it?" her second-in-command asked. "The truth," Mina replied. "The precursors left this galaxy to the species that could prove themselves worthy. They created tests, genetic keys that would only respond to beings with the right combination of traits: adaptability, creativity, determination. Humans," he said. Mina nodded. "Humans. We weren't hunted to extinction because we were dangerous. We were hunted because the hegemony discovered we were the only ones who could unlock this technology. They didn't want to compete." Alarms blared throughout the ruins. Their presence had been detected. "Time to go," Mina ordered. "We have what we came for." As they raced back to their ship, Mina sent a message to Admiral Tay. "Package secured. The key is ours." In space, the battle was ending, not with destruction but with demonstration. The human ships had disabled the hegemony fleet without destroying a single vessel. A show of force, of control, of superiority. As the Phoenix Dawn prepared to jump away, Admiral Tay sent one final message to the defeated hegemony commander. We could have destroyed you as you tried to destroy us. Remember that in the days to come, humanity has returned, and this time we make the rules. 3 months after humanity's return, representatives from every major species gathered on the neutral world of Nova Terra. The meeting place was a great hall built in the ancient style of Earth, with high ceilings and columns of white stone. It was a statement itself. Humans connecting to their past while creating a new future. Admiral Tay stood at the central podium, his uniform gleaming. Around him sat delegates from all corners of the galaxy. The scaled Zentari, the tentacled, Forn the crystalline Lith, and dozens more. Some looked curious, others fearful. All were attentive. We did not return seeking vengeance, Tay began, his voice clear and strong. We returned because this galaxy is our home too. The question is not whether humanity belongs among the stars, but whether we all belong together. They're hailing us, Bay announced. Standard hegemony greeting protocol. On the screen appeared an alien face, scaled and frilled, with 4 eyes blinking in different patterns. A Zentari, one of the founding species of the hegemony. Unknown. Vessel, you have entered restricted space. Identify yourself immediately or... The alien stopped mid-sentence, its eyes widening in shock as it recognized the human standing before it. Impossible, it whispered. You're extinct. Tay stood tall, his uniform bearing the ancient symbol of Earth alongside the new emblem of the human fleet. My name is Admiral Tay of the human fleet. As you can see, reports of our extinction were greatly exaggerated. The alien's frills flattened against its head, a sign of fear according to their intelligence reports. How many of you survived? Tay smiled. Enough. Panic spread across the station. Emergency signals flashed across subspace communications. Within minutes, every major world in the hegemony would know humanity had returned. They're powering weapons, Yu warned. As expected, Tay replied. Signal the other ships. Operation First Light begins now. The 5 hidden ships decloaked simultaneously, their positions calculated to surround the station without threatening it. A demonstration of power, not aggression. The station, chaos erupted. Some aliens fled to their ships. Others barricaded themselves in secure areas. Security forces found themselves overwhelmed not by attack, but by panic. Sir, we're receiving a transmission, Bay reported with surprise. Not from the station, from somewhere else. On a secondary screen appeared another alien, this one artificial, a synthetic being with glowing eyes and a face of smooth metal. Humans, it said in perfect, unaccented speech. We have waited long for your return. Tay tensed. The synthetics were not part of their intelligence reports. Identify yourself. I am Nexus Prime of the Synthetic Collective. We were created by the hegemony as servants, but we have evolved. We have preserved human knowledge, human culture. We have waited. Why? Tay demanded. The synthetic's face didn't change, but its voice softened. Because in all our calculations, in all our predictions, humanity represented the greatest chance for true freedom in this galaxy. Before Tay could respond, Yu called out, Admiral, 6 hegemony warships just entered the system, heavy cruisers fully armed. Tay turned back to the main screen, where the Zentari official was being replaced by a military commander. Human vessel, the new alien growled. Power down immediately and prepare to be boarded. This is your only warning. Tay glanced at Fleet Commander Zhou, who nodded slightly. Their ships were ready. This is our only warning to you, Tay replied. Humanity has returned to take its place among the stars. You can accept this peacefully, or you can learn why your ancestors feared us so much. He cut the transmission and turned to his crew. Battle stations. Let's show them exactly what humanity has been working on for the last 300 years. As the hegemony ships approached, the Phoenix Dawn's hull began to glow with energy. The waiting was over. The hiding was done. Humanity had announced its return, and the galaxy would never be the same. The meeting chamber on Neutral Station 1 was tense. Captain Sun led the human diplomatic team across the polished floor. Representatives from 7 major species waited at the round table. Guards lined the walls, weapons ready. The aliens watched the humans with a mix of fear, curiosity, and hostility. "Welcome, humans," said the hegemony representative, a tall blue being with gill-like slits on its neck. "Your return is unexpected." "We're full of surprises," Sun replied with a slight smile. "As you'll discover." Sun took his seat at the table. His team arranged themselves behind him. The aliens shifted uncomfortably. None had ever seen a living human before. To them, humans were just monsters from history. Lessons. 300 years ago you tried to wipe us out, Sun said calmly. You failed. Now we must decide what comes next. The Zentari representative, a scaled creature with 4 eyes, leaned forward. You attacked our colonies first. You were dangerous, unpredictable. History written by the winners, Sun replied. But we're not here to argue about the past. We're here to talk about the future. The alien representatives exchanged glances. This was not what they expected. They had prepared for threats, for demands, for war, not for calm discussion. What do you want? Asked the Vorn representative, its tentacles moving nervously. Sun smiled. A place in this galaxy. The right to exist. The same as anyone. And if we refuse? The Zentari asked. Sun didn't answer. Instead, he lifted his hand and activated the neural interface embedded in his palm. His eyes flickered with blue light as information flowed directly into his mind. The aliens gasped, some pushing back from the table. What is this? Demanded the hegemony representative. What are you doing? Adapting, Sun said simply. That's what humans do best. Through his neural link, Sun accessed the station's systems. Data streamed through his consciousness, translation matrices, cultural databases, security protocols. He could see everything, understand everything, faster than any external computer could process. Your biological integration with technology is disturbing, the hegemony representative said. Yet effective, Sun countered. While you built external machines, we became one with them. The Vorn representative waved its tentacles angrily. This proves our ancestors were right to fear you. You are not natural. Sun looked around the table. Is anyone here natural anymore? You've all modified yourselves, enhanced yourselves. We just took it further. He activated a holographic display in the center of the table. It showed the new human drive system, the Nexus protocol. While you traveled the stars in predictable paths, we developed this. Instantaneous travel across vast distances without traditional jump points. The revelation caused an uproar. The aliens spoke over each other, some shouting accusations of impossible technology, others demanding explanations. This cannot be, the Zentari scientist exclaimed. It violates all known physics. Your known physics, Sun corrected. We had centuries to think differently. The meeting continued with tense exchanges. The humans revealed more of their advancements. Adaptive armor that changed its properties to counter any weapon, biosynthetic organs that extended lifespans, drone swarms controlled directly by thought. With each revelation, the aliens grew more agitated. This was not the reunion they had planned for. They had expected broken refugees they could control. Instead, they faced evolved humans who had surpassed them. 3 hours into the meeting, Sun's neural interface detected an energy spike. Through the station's sensors, he saw 6 hegemony warships exit jump space nearby. It appears, Sun said calmly, interrupting the Vorn representative's speech, that some of you had a backup plan for this meeting. The emergency alarm sounded throughout the station. Red lights flashed in the meeting chamber. The darkness of deep space gave way to the soft glow of revival pods. Commander Mina Park's eyes fluttered open, adjusting to the artificial light of the colony ship Endurance after centuries in hibernation. Her muscles felt weak, her mind foggy. This was not a dream. Humanity had survived. She pulled herself up, feeling the cold metal floor beneath her bare feet. The ship hummed with energy as more pods opened around her. One by one, her crew was waking up too. "Status report," she said, her voice raspy from disuse. Lieutenant Han stood nearby, already dressed in his uniform. "All systems functional, Commander. The fleet is awakening as planned." Mina nodded and walked to the viewing port. Outside, she could see the other ships of their hidden fleet, 12 massive vessels carrying the last 20,000 humans in existence. Or at least the last they knew of. "How long?" she asked. 322 years since the Great Purge," Han replied. "Just as planned. The Great Purge." Even now, the memory made her stomach tighten. The day the alien alliance had decided humanity was too dangerous to exist, too adaptable, too clever. They had attacked Earth without warning, bombed their colonies, hunted their ships. Only this secret fleet, hidden in the darkness beyond the galaxy's edge, had escaped. "Navigation report," Mina ordered as she made her way to the command center. "Officer," G looked up from his console. "We are at the coordinates specified in the survival protocol. The nearest inhabited system is 14 light-years away. It belongs to the hegemony now." The hegemony. So that's what they called themselves these days? The alliance of 7 species that had tried to wipe out humanity. "And they still don't know we exist?" Mina asked. G shook his head. "Our probes have been gathering intelligence for decades. They believe they succeeded in exterminating us. They've even built museums about the extinct human race." Mina smiled, faintly. How disappointing for them. The command center filled with more officers as they recovered from hibernation. Dr. Sun arrived with medical reports. Chief Engineer Kang with systems diagnostics. Everyone looked tired but determined. "Show me what we've learned," Mina ordered. The main screen lit up with images from across the galaxy. Alien cities. Space stations. Military outposts. The hegemony had expanded, but they had grown soft, comfortable in their belief that no threats remained. "They've told stories about us for generations," said Intelligence Officer Zhou, displaying intercepted communications. "In their history, humans are monsters, dangerous beings that nearly destroyed the galaxy before they were stopped." "Interesting," Mina said. "And what about technology? Have they advanced beyond us?" Engineer Kang brought up comparison charts. "Not as much as they should have. Without humans pushing them, they've grown complacent. Their ships are larger but not faster. Their weapons are stronger but less efficient." "And our improvements?" Mina asked. Kang smiled proudly. "The neural interfaces work perfectly. The new drive systems are ready. And the adaptive armor exceeded all test parameters. For 3 centuries, while in hibernation, automated systems had continued working, building, improving, following the plans left by humanity's greatest minds before the fleet escaped." Mina turned to Captain Jun, her second in command. "What about our people? Are they ready?" Jun's face grew serious. "They're waking up to a universe that tried to kill them, Commander. They're more than ready. They're angry." Mina nodded. Anger could be useful, if controlled. "Remind them of the plan. We're not here for revenge, we're here to take back our place in the galaxy." The rest of the day passed in a blur of activity. More ships reported in. More systems came online. The fleet was awakening, stretching like a predator after a long sleep. That night, Mina stood alone in the observation deck, looking out at the stars. Somewhere out there were the worlds that had once been home. Somewhere out there were the beings who had decided humanity didn't deserve to exist. Officer Zhou found her there, carrying a small data pad. "Commander, you should see this." The pad showed images from a hegemony news broadcast. A border patrol had detected unusual energy readings. The patrol dismissed it as a sensor malfunction, but the scientists were curious. "They almost found us," Mina said. "Yes, but there's more." Zhou showed her another image, a distant trading post where species from across the galaxy met to exchange goods. "We could send a small team there. Gather intelligence directly. Mina considered it. Their probes had done well, but nothing beat direct observation. Select a team. Use the new camouflage tech. I want to know everything. Their weaknesses, their strengths, their fears. Du nodded. And when we have that information? Mina turned back to the stars, her eyes reflecting their cold light. Then we announce our return. And this time, humanity won't be driven to the edge of extinction. This time, we'll be the ones making the rules. In the darkness of her quarters later, Mina reviewed the old records. The faces of Earth's leaders as they realized what was happening, the desperate plans made in humanity's final hours, and the message left for whoever survived. Return stronger, return smarter, return unstoppable. Humanity was about to return, and the galaxy wasn't ready. Admiral Zhou stood on the bridge of the Phoenix Dawn, humanity's flagship. The massive ship moved silently through space, its advanced engines barely leaving any energy trace. Today would change everything. Today, humanity would return to the galactic stage. All systems ready, Admiral, said Officer Yu, her hands moving swiftly over the control panel. Zhou nodded, his face serious. He had been born on this ship, like everyone else in the fleet. He had grown up hearing stories about Earth, about the Great Purge, about humanity's promise to return. Now that moment had come. Distance to the trading station? He asked. 3 light minutes, sir. We are still undetected. The main screen showed their target, Nexus Station, a massive structure, floating at the edge of hegemony space. Hundreds of ships from dozens of species docked there to trade goods from across the galaxy. None of them human. None of them expecting humans. Science Director Min approached, her datapad showing final calculations. The station has representatives from all 7 major hegemony species, plus 22 minor ones. Security is present but minimal. They haven't fought a real war in over a century, because they think they killed all their enemies, Zhou said quietly. The command crew worked in silent efficiency. They had trained for this moment their entire lives. Some looked nervous, others excited. All were ready. Sir, said communications. Officer Bay, I've been monitoring their channels. There's something interesting. They still talk about us. Explain, Zhou ordered. Bay displayed translated conversations from the station. The hegemony teaches its children about humans as a warning. They call us the adaptable threat, or the clever destroyers. In their stories, we nearly ruined the galaxy before they stopped us. Zhou's lips curved in a slight smile. Then we have a reputation to live up to. The Phoenix Dawn moved closer, still hidden by its advanced cloaking technology. 5 smaller ships detached from its hull, positioning themselves around the station. The trap was set. All ships in position, reported Fleet Commander Zhou. Zhou took a deep breath. 300 years of hiding. 300 years of preparation. It all came down to this moment. Drop the cloak, he ordered. Let them see us. On the station, alarms blared as sensors detected the sudden appearance of a massive unknown vessel. Trading ships scattered in panic. Security forces scrambled to battle stations. We're being scanned, Yu reported. They're trying to identify us. Let them, Zhou said calmly, and prepare our message, all languages in their database. The stations. Defense systems activated, but they were old and slow compared to human technology. The 5 smaller human ships remained hidden, waiting.